understanding and supporting our children through breath-holding moments. Hello everyone. Today I'd like to share with you a topic that many parents might have encountered but not fully understood: the phenomenon of breath-holding in children. It's something that can tug at our hearts when we see our little ones suddenly stop breathing mid-cry or in a moment of sadness. I'll walk you through this with all my sincerity, like a friend by your side, so we can better understand and support our kids through these moments. First, let me highlight 3 key points. Children often don't hold their breath on purpose. We need to stay calm when it happens, and we shouldn't hesitate to see a doctor if something feels off. So, let's dive into this journey together. What is breath holding in children? What's happening to my child? Friends, have you ever watched your child cry their heart out, only to suddenly go silent, as if the world paused for a moment? That's breath holding. I remember the first time I saw it. My heart clenched with worry. But then I learned this is pretty natural for little ones, especially when they're crying, scared, or even just startled by a small tumble. They're not doing it on purpose. Even if it happens during a big tantrum when they're holding it in to express themselves. Usually, these moments last just 30 to 60 seconds. They'll stop holding their breath, then cry or scream like nothing happened. But sometimes, there are moments that make my heart race. They hold their breath until they pass out. In those seconds, I felt helpless watching them. Thankfully, their tiny bodies have an amazing way of kicking back in. They'll start breathing again on their own. This might happen a few times a day or only once in a rare while. For babies under 6 months, it's less common, but it peaks around 1 to 2 years old and usually fades by age 6. In some cases, doctors told me breath holding could be tied to iron deficiency anemia. A simple blood test can check if that's the cause. See, once we understand it, that fear starts to melt away a little. 2 common types of breath holding. Which one does my child have? Now, let's dig a bit deeper together. Not every breath holding spell is the same, and that's actually pretty fascinating. I want to share 2 main types so you can picture what might be happening with your little one. First, there's cyanotic breath holding, the most common kind. You'll notice it when your child cries or feels upset. They hold their breath, and then their sweet little face turns bluish-purple, especially around the mouth. The first time I saw it, I panicked, thinking something was terribly wrong. But it passes quickly, like a fleeting breeze. The second type is less common, called pale or pallid breath holding. Here, your child might not cry or seem upset at all. They just hold their breath. Their heart rate slows, and their skin goes pale. When it's over, they might sweat or look tired. In some older kids, it could even lead to fainting. Rarely, there might be twitching or jerking. But that's not something we see often. It's enough to worry any parent. Though, whatever type it is, I believe knowing what's happening can lighten our hearts a bit. At least we're not in the dark anymore. When to see a doctor, trusting our parental instincts. Everyone, let me share something from the heart. There's nothing more precious than a parent's intuition. The first time my child held their breath, I was so scared my hands trembled, unsure of what to do. But I've learned that while breath holding doesn't cause long-term harm, no damage to the brain or lasting effects, there are times we need a doctor's reassurance. Listen to me here. If your child is under 6 months and holding their breath, or if it's happening more than once a week, take them to the doctor. It could be a sign of anemia, and we don't want to miss that. If they suddenly start breath holding out of nowhere, or they seem confused, sleepy, overly pale, or even pass out afterward, don't wait, especially if they shake or stiffen for over a minute and take a while to recover. Please call a doctor right away. I know that fear, it's overwhelming. Especially if you've never heard of breath holding before. But trust me, Staying calm and seeking help when needed makes all the difference. Closing words. Walking with our kids through love and understanding. Dear friends, this parenting journey isn't easy, is it? Those breath-holding moments can scare us to our core. But through each one, I've realized the most important thing is staying calm and understanding. Our kids aren't trying to worry us, it's just their little bodies reacting to big emotions. Be there for them, hold them tight when it's over. And don't hesitate to see a doctor if your heart tells you something's not right. I believe that with love and care, we'll guide our children through every challenge, making each day a happy one in our little families. Thank you for listening, and I wish you strength on this incredible journey.